say either, I say either, you say neither, I say neither, either, either, neither, neither, let's call the whole thing off. You want me to sing another ditty for you? I don't really know anything. Hi, I'm Brad Beach, President and CEO of Tailored Management. I want to take a moment to share my story, give you a little insight to me, as well as some insight to the organization. Loves the car. I walk in here every day and am a bit in awe with what has been created over the last 20 years. It has all far surpassed all of my dreams and expectations. As a young guy growing up in small town America here in Ohio, population 1,400, didn't even have a stoplight. I dreamt of having some sort of success, some sort of impact on the world. And I quickly realized that that impact and the success was going to come in the staffing business, which is oversimplified because the staffing business is really the people business. And so I've learned an enormous amount over the last 20 years on this journey from building this organization from 2 people to where we are today. Some of the most important things that I've learned along the way are what is important to people, what motivates people, what drives them to be their best. And first and foremost, what I learned is that individuals aren't really motivated by money. They're motivated by fulfillment and happiness. I learned this along the way because I was told that people were motivated by money, but I quickly realized that that didn't work. So I created an environment that was not only financially rewarding, but also was fun and relaxed. And yet somehow I still ended up losing some people. So I decided through some self-reflection that fulfillment ultimately is what would keep people here, because fulfillment is rare, elusive, and very, very hard to find. So you've got to create the environment where we can accomplish that as an organization, and we can accomplish that on an individual level. In order to do that, you have to create an environment where individuals can exercise their tasks, doing their job in their own individual way. Because if you allow that, they take ownership, accountability, and as a result, they get pride at the end of the day, because the success they had that day was largely due to the initiative they took and the imprint they put on the activities that were performed. So when they leave at the end of the day, they feel good about themselves. And that is really what we are about here, is creating an environment where every associate walks out the door feeling accomplished, prideful, and happy. Because if you believe in that and exercise those philosophies, success, money, and accomplishment follows. So I believe in investing in people, nurturing them, making sure that they live up to the principles of tailored management, which include paying it forward, making the decision for the long term, not the short term gain, giving them the autonomy to do their job, creating a fun environment, allowing them to socialize as long as they get their work done. But at the end of the day, when they walk out the door, they are self-motivated, self-made, and the success follows. And that is why we have grown from 2 to 3 people to 150 plus and over 2,000 contractors on billing. And that's something that I am incredibly proud of and very, very thankful for. And I express that appreciation to people here in the office on a daily basis. And ultimately, I consider myself their employee, not the other way around. I view it as my job to make sure that they have the tools, the resources, and that we create the environment that allows them to be fulfilled. That's how I view my role as a leader and owner. I feel obligated to do that because they have entrusted their career and their future in me, and I don't take that lightly. So I'm very grateful, very appreciative, very much in awe of everything that has transpired over the last 15 years. Hard to believe, but I'm celebrating it every day. Thank you. When things were really tough and every day was a struggle, right? I would go home panicked and stressed. And I determined, which is probably the birth of all the Brad Beachisms, that it's no way to live your life going home every day stressed out of your gourd. And so I made a decision, a conscious decision, that I am not going to worry about things that are out of my control. And that was all I was doing. So at that moment in that day, and I still remember it to this day, in between running to clients, chasing down checks to make sure that we could pay the rent, I made a conscious effort and I promised myself that I would not worry about things that are out of my control. It's useless. It's exhausting, and it's taxing on your health and your life. And I can tell you, it is a freeing experience, and from that day forward, I have lived a better life as a result of it. Fact. Truth. Oh, I thought you guys were scared. I'm actually returning them pretty good. Look at that! There is some art here on the table. I wanted the opportunity to share with you a little bit about the non-business Brad Beach and what I take pleasure in outside of work, some of my hobbies. And these are some of the art pieces that I have done and am proud of. But what I am most proud of is that this is something I do with my 10-year-old daughter. And I taught her how to do these resin pieces. This one actually was one that we did together. And what's great about these is it is an experiment every time you go to a canvas and start off. But this is one other thing that I really believe passionately is required to make one happy, right? Is that you have to have a nice balance between your work life and your personal life. You cannot have individuals that work excessively that are going to be at their optimum spot of production. It's virtually impossible because inevitably the personal life and the neglect that is going to appear there is going to migrate into the work life. And so that's something I teach leaders, is that this whole separation of work and personal life is a bit of a farce. I don't really buy into it. I don't think it's possible to separate the two. So we teach our leaders empathy and understanding, how to listen, because if an individual that works here, an employee, has a problem, it is our job to help figure it out. If it's a personal problem, it's still our job to help figure it out. Because until you do, it's going to impede their ability to be productive at work, and it's going to impede their ability to be fulfilled at the end of each day and be happy and have the balance that is required for someone to live a complete life. So those are some of the things that we practice that I believe passionately in, and I think is something that is required to have a successful business. But these are the remnants of a week of creativity, production, fun, and something that I am here with our corporate counsel, Julie Zogbaum, and wanted to have a discussion with her about well, here we are in my wonderful office, my second home. Oddly, I am probably most comfortable here than just about anywhere because I'm lucky enough to be surrounded with people that I consider my family.
What motivates them? What inspires them? It allows us to operate in that way of being viewed as employees.
It doesn't seem like rocket science to me. Like simple things like treat others as you would want to be treated. Remember, live life to its fullest. As I always say, this isn't a dress rehearsal. Every day counts. Director, Tailored Management. Don't fuck. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. That is a wrap. Thank you very much for allowing us to take a few moments of your time to introduce Tailored Management, share some of the secrets of our organization and its people. We appreciate all of the efforts that you engage in on our behalf, and we welcome you to Tailored Management. Thank you.